Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Grace, is my name. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are a returning savvy, too much marathon for youth. So in today's video, I want to be sharing some piece of advice to the first year students. Even if maybe you're not a first time entering student, maybe you might find this helpful, but it's mainly just for the first time entering students. What I did do is I asked people on my WhatsApp to also share what they would give as a piece of advice or as an advice to a first year student if they were given an opportunity, and based off their responses it has led to the making of this video. The reason why I've chosen to do this is because as a first year student you're basically entering into a completely different territory, and as a result I think it's always helpful to learn a thing or two from someone who's been there, and I think this might be able to shed a little light. So without any further ado, welcome to Varsity, and these are my tips. In number 10, we are not going to okay, can I please just say I'm not presenting this in any order of importance exactly. You decide for yourself which one you think is most important and so on and so forth, but I'm going to give you about 10 or so main advices. Yeah, right? So the first one that I'm going to tell you is know and always remember why you are here. A lot of people start varsity off on a good track, but somewhere along the line they miss a line or they miss the mark, or okay, why am I in varsity? What am I doing here? And the reason that is the case is because at varsity it's more than just academics. You're growing up, you are getting to see what you like and what you don't like, the people you have around you, your friends, and so on and so forth, other opportunities that might rise up in the journey. So there's a lot that goes on, and it's so easy to lose track of why you are in the institution you're at in the first place. So that is the first thing. You need to always remember why you are here and set your priorities straight, because above everything else, you're here for school. Always remember why you are here. Okay. Number 2, I'm going to tell you, find good friends and a very beautiful support system, because university is something else without a support system. You cannot do this life alone, like that's for sure. But it's not just about finding random people and making them your support system in the name of having a support system. Find good friends, find people who are meant for you. You know yourself, you know your values, you know what you've been taught at home. Take that as your guidance to follow around and see who clicks with you and who doesn't, because not everyone here is going to be your friend, right? Not even in your class, not everyone is going to be your friend, so that's okay. But find your people who or we are taking each other to the right direction. And usually I would advise that you find people who are, if you're a Christian and you're a very devoted Christian, find people who are like that as well, because birds of the same feathers flock together, and that's just nothing but the truth. Even the Bible does say bad company corrupts good character. So if you're into the stuff that people consider is good and boring or whatever, make sure that you find people who are also into the same kind of lifestyle, because child, you don't want to mess up your life, right? Point number 3, always take care of your mental health. Okay, your mental health plus varsity, there are two combinations that just, I don't even know what can I say is the result, but mental health in varsity is definitely going to be a thing. And it's not just a thing that, oh, my mental health matters, you be cutting people off like that. No, I mean that prioritize taking care of your mental health, being kind to yourself, seeking counseling when you need it. Every institution, I believe they have a center or a place where they offer free counseling to students. Please exhaust those resources. You go there for free, they give you free counseling, you leave there feeling better again. Those people are professionally trained for that. So please go access those services. They are meant for you. They are meant to help you again. And let me not see anyone in the comment section saying going for counseling and the like is useless. It's not useless. Maybe you just don't understand the full picture and the whole reasons why you need to go. But at the end of the day, it's like with your physical doctors who treat your physical difficulties or illnesses. Mental health practitioners are trained to deal with your mental illnesses, for a lack of a better word. I don't know. But whenever you're feeling or you need help, please do go. I mean, we all do have friends we can talk to, right? But it's always advisable to go for professional counseling. There's a whole lot of things that your friend don't know as far as counseling is concerned and stuff. So going to a professional is just so much better. But the point is, take care of your mental health. Number 4, be serious about your schoolwork. When we got to varsity, there were people around that time who would just be telling you, there's no pressure for varsity. Even if you pass class 60, it's fine. A pass is a pass. That is a scam. That is a big scam. If you have big goals for yourself, and if you want to maybe further your studies when you're done. If you're doing a degree that will need you to do post-grad, and still on that, please research about the degree you're making. Or if you want to work as this person, what is the necessary step that you need to take for you to end there? For example, if you're doing law, it's not just about your undergrad degree and then after that you're going to work. There's a lot other things more things that you need to do, right? So make research and know what those things are so that you are able to make your goals right now on the right track. So if you need to further your studies, make sure that you put all your effort in what you do. Don't just do the bare minimum. Give it your best shot and get as many marks as you can, because other than the fact that there's a lot of competition for postgrad studies, other than that, there's a fact that if you're using NSFAS, they will only give you a chance 1 year only to fund you. If you ever say, for example, your degree takes 3 years and there are modules that got blocked and now you have to do 4 years, they will only fund you for that additional year. If you take the 5th year, if you add another 5th year, they're gonna stop funding you, and then what's gonna happen? So you need to know yourself. There are also what we call G rules. Familiarize yourself with the G rules of your university. For you to write the exam or to be admitted into exam, you need to qualify. Unlike in high school where you just write an exam, here you qualify to write the exam, and if you don't qualify, you are not going to write. Even if you do qualify, say for example someone qualifies 40%, you have so much pressure to pass in the exam 60% or more. Otherwise, if you get anything less than 60% out of your 100%, it is called a sub-minimum fail. And that's the thing, you have to rewrite the exam. So make sure that you give your studies all your best. Complete your assignments in time, write your tests and write your exams and everything else in between. Attend your lectures. This is also another requirement. If you want to write the exam, you need to have attended at least 75% of your lectures. I don't know about other institutions, but at least for UL, I know that is the case. So familiarize yourself with the rules of your university and see what is expected of you, because they don't have time to play. And still on that academic thing, if ever you are struggling, please ask for help. We have mentors, there are tutors, there are SI leaders, you have your lecturers. Ask them for help. They are there for you. Even like it's part of their job descriptions as your lecturers. It's part of the job description. That's why they will put consultation times on their outlines. That's why they'll tell you, okay, you can come consult or write me an email if you have any questions or whatever at this and this time. Some of you might say, okay, I don't understand that lecture. Sharp. You have your mentors, you have your SI leaders, you have your tutors. Make sure that you ask for help. Don't drown by yourself, because it gets difficult. Also depending on what degree you're doing. But if ever you are struggling with the school content, make sure that you ask for help. Ask for help, okay? And then another point is that know how to manage your time. There's really very little time. It almost feels like there's no time at all in varsity, if I'm being honest, because you see how now it's February, right? Very soon it's going to be March, April, May, the exams are starting. Even like before we can even talk about the exams, test week will be here very soon. So there's very little time to cover as much work as you can. When you are just starting with your classes now, make sure that you are going together with the lecturer. You're a little bit ahead of the lecturer, so that it also helps save time during the exam season for you to study. You'll just be revising instead of studying from scratch to make notes and stuff. So make your notes, attend your lectures in time, and make your own notes in time before the actual class with the lecturer, so that you can be able to identify whatever you're struggling with and ask in class for clearance or help with that, right? So there's very little time. Know how to manage your time well. And like I said, it's not just about school and varsity. There are other things. You'll have friends, you'll have the boyfriends and girlfriends if you're dating, you'll have this and this and that. There will be bashes if you are a person who attends such things. And if you do not know how to manage your time well, I'm telling you, you are going to struggle when it comes to coping with the pressure that comes with test week and exam seasons. So make sure that you know how to manage your time well. And the other one that goes with that is know how to manage your money, because money is another thing as well in varsity. And guys, I cannot even begin to explain this. Have a budget, know how to manage your money well. Don't just buy things because you are feeling like buying them. For example, you cannot just rely on takeaways, unless if you can afford to do that. But if you can't afford to do that, you cannot be thinking, I'm going to be buying takeaways every single week. You need to buy basic food that you need. If up and rice are your staple food, and macaroni and whatnot, buy those things. If ever you need to buy a takeaway, it will be because you have extra money or whatever. But know how to manage your money well, because hunger is a real thing in varsity, and trust me, you cannot study on an empty stomach. So know how to manage your finances well, okay? And I'm not saying go make extra footings to make money. No, whatever money you might be having, just make the most out of it and know how to manage it well. If possible, even save, I guess. And we know already there's these things out there, like the tradings and all of that. I'm not saying anything. If you're into that and it works for you, what can I say? But I'm just going to say be careful, because addiction is real. Addiction is really real. not just addiction, yeah, substances and this and this and that, a whole lot of a whole sorts of addictions, right? So trading as well, people are getting addicted to gambling, and if you are a student and you now prioritize gambling over your books, you see that that's going to be problematic for you. But know how to manage your money so that you don't find yourself in unnecessary situations, okay? And then that brings me to another point, Yawari. Live a balanced life. Like I said, academics is not just, university is not just about academics. There will be other things evolving around you. Varsity or living in varsity is also a time of growth. It's a time of learning certain things. It's a time of discovering some things about yourself that you didn't know before. Get involved in programs. There will be sports. If you're a sports person or an athletic person, do that if you have time for it. You can also go down the academia route. You can become a mentor, peer counselor, peer educator. The possibilities are endless, and if you have the extra time on your hand, well, nobody really has extra time, but you just manage your time well. But the point is, if you ever find an opportunity to get involved in one of these programs in varsity, trust me, they will benefit you. Again, they'll benefit you a lot. So yeah, have a very balanced life. Know how to balance your social life and your academic life, because child, there's a lot going on out here. And another point, please find a church to go to. If you're a Christian and you believe in God and all of that, find a church that you can go to. Not just any church, but a church that preaches Jesus and nothing but Jesus, because that's what Christianity is all about. Our faith in Jesus and nobody else and nothing else. So I would advise that you find a church that preaches Jesus, and that you know it's not a false church, because there's a lot going on out here. So find a church, have a place of fellowship, because that's so important. As much as you can say, I'm going to study the Bible by myself, pray to God by myself, you still need a network of believers. You still need to fellowship with other believers. So make sure that you find a place where you can fellowship. Personally, if you're around Taflop, I would advise or recommend the church that I know and go to. It is near Paledi Mall. It's called Strong Tower Bible Church. I would recommend that you do go there if you don't have a church that you go to. But otherwise, there are other churches also around. It's just a matter of finding the right one for you. But more than you, the church must preach nothing but Jesus Christ. You'll thank me later, because wow. Still on that, make sure that you have your relationship with God. It's not succumbing, because trust me when I say varsity has everyone of every caliber, of every value, of every belief, of every whatever system. So make sure that you're under the grace of God. There's a lot going on out here, okay? There's really a lot going on out here. So don't neglect your relationship with God. That's if you're a believer of Jesus Christ, if you're a follower of Jesus Christ, and you consider yourself as a child of God. Please do that, right? And last but not least, put God first. Put God first in everything that you do. And that goes hand in hand with finding a church and finding Christian friends and everything. Put God in everything that you do. When you're about to go to class, pray. When you're about to study, pray. When you're about to go to the library to study, pray. You don't know what you might be encountering out here, especially spiritually, because there's just a lot of things going on. And ask for the grace of God to cover you all the time. God is good all the time, So if I should just say additionally, I would say that please be careful. Still on the mental health thingy. In varsity, I can almost, I cannot guarantee, but I can almost say in most cases, 99 or at least 98% of the time, in one way or another, you might experience failure. And I'm not talking about school only. You might find that you got a failed friendship, failed relationship. Your friendships with people you were friends with in high school, they're also breaking because of the distance and everything. And sometimes to some people, if you are a perfectionist or you're too hard on yourself, you can be like, you're no longer coping, you're failing, you can't adjust this and that and that and that and that. So that's also under mental health. So nobody really talks about this enough, but if ever you experience some sort of failure, it's not the end of the world. Don't drown in self-pity. Dust yourself up, get up, and move on. You need to bounce back, okay? But yeah, and also find the perfect study skills that work for you. You might find that some things you were doing in the previous years no longer works, given the fact that there's a lot of self-study. There's a lot of things you're doing at one time. And as a first year student, there are also extra modules that they give you to help you. Like, it's just a lot. So you need to know your study skills that work best for you, what time is best to study this and this and this and that, because like I said, for you to write the exam at the end of the semester, you need to qualify. So make no mistake. But I don't know, guys, that's what I managed to. I forgot one thing. I forgot one very, very important point. It's the fact that always remember your family background. Like, don't pressurize yourself to get things because your friend has them. Because trust me, in varsity, there are people of all different social classes. If you have a rich friend and you are not from a wealthy family, don't pressurize yourself and your parents to be buying you iPhones if you don't use an iPhone. It's okay. Even if you buy yourself an iPhone when you start working, that's fine. Know yourself, accept where you come from, and stay true to that, because honestly speaking, there's a lot that goes on out here. So yeah, I think that's all I can say. There's a lot more to say, but I think I'll stop there. Thank you for watching. Bye.